Dear God, the intro of this is so cringy for me to watch back. I hadn't been on camera much. I hadn't even shown people my face on Instagram, so I'm nervous. Deal with it. I didn't plan on sharing this video mainly because I entirely forgot it existed. But it's a compilation of stories that I was updating on Instagram, and I put them together to show you the whole adventure. This is the kind of stuff that I am sharing on my Patreon, so definitely stick around if you're interested in like projects like this. My editing does get better. It does. It does. It does. Is to turn my table into a giant scanner. So I've been learning about CCDs, and I was like, I don't see the CCD on here. Okay, I have to remember which was the on button. Green light, it's still good. Sup, Instagram. No painting today, even though I've got paintings to share with you, but I've just finished a project and it warrants its own post. It really does. So if you've got time, you know, just save this if you don't have time, because I feel like you might enjoy it. If you've been watching my stories, you would know what I've been doing, but if you haven't, and whipped out my inner Da Vinci, yeah, not in a paintings way, in a this doesn't exist and I need it, so I'm just gonna build it way. I've been building a giant scanner, like I invented a new style of scanner for artists specifically, because, okay, so you can't use one of those little scanners. I figured I'd make something in between so that artists can have something, you know, just to have in your house, and it's totally solve that problem. Anyway, because I have this series of coloring in books, which you should get some, and there's another 2 editions that I need to finish the scanner to release them. But I need the paintings to look spot on, my paintings. Anyway, check out the work. I worked really hard on this. Morning. Okay, so let me flip the camera. I found a free printer and I pulled it apart and I got out of it the motor, this part, and I think the rest is a light and a camera. So my goal, put that there, is to turn my table into a giant scanner so I can scan shit like this. So I was thinking, like, you know, I'm just telling you guys in case it does work out. I'll put like a rail on this side and then have it underneath. It turns out they do build them, they're just $50,000. So I've been learning about CCDs, and I was like, I don't see the CCD on here, which is like a thing with silicone, and it captures things and sends it to your device as pixels. So I was like, I don't see it on here, and then it turns out this is a CIS. So I was like, okay, learning. And all the scanners have this flex cable with 12 bits on it. So I was like, you know what, maybe if I spend like an hour today figuring out what the 12 bits are. Oh my God, everything went wrong today. But it started off with my microwave breaking, and like, I've never broken a microwave before, but I've broken 5 air fryers this year, but not a microwave. So I was like, time to open the microwave. So as you can see, I've pulled it apart and I got the motor out. So the goal here is when I've got my shit together with the parts for the giant scanner, the motor will hang on the end and then and wind the scanner down my table. I kind of want to see what else I can take out of it, but I don't know what the other things do. I picked up one of these. It sucks because it just sucks. So I'm gonna pull it apart and then, don't mind my tax info, I'm gonna attach it here and then put something on top and then practice all the useful shit I could use for my scanner. And a scanner that isn't working. Alright, so I finally pulled apart that printer scanner that I have, and these are all the parts I want to keep. I'd like to get rid of this, but later. So my small obstacle at the moment could be, I got rid of these flex cables because I didn't need them. They went to the CMYK and the I was saying, oh my God, there's no printer, and then it would just not scan for me because it's like, no printer. So we'll see. This couldn't have been easier to put back together, like. Oh my god, okay, fuck yeah. Oh, I'm forgetting what they're all called. So it's all put back together, took it out of the carcass. Okay, I have to remember which was the on button. Okay, so I've reached back into my endless supply of printers and scanners. So this one is just a scanner, which is awesome because all I have to do is take the casing out and then stick it to my table and see if it works. Okay, so I bought a handheld scanner and then not much work needed to be done after that, like just some small tweaks and then I can make it go forever-ish, not forever, but for a long time, longer than I need. So now all I have to do is build a frame out of the motors that I took out of the printers. And so, okay, so these are the scans that I've taken and this is longer than A4, which proves to me that it works and it's color and it's detailed. Work the motor like a car because, you know, like the motor is the motor, right? But the gears are what makes it faster and slower. So I figure if I put a small pulley, it will go slow. Okay, so this is my motor. I actually have six. I have an excessive amount of motors because of all the printers that I opened. Later. Whoop. Okay. Okay, so I'm testing the other motors to see, because I want the most powerful one, and this one does not work with this battery pack. Focus. Check it out. And I'm nervous because I don't know what I'm doing, but I seem to be doing it anyway. But the bearings haven't arrived, so I'll get the bearings to go that way on these two, and then these two are going to attach permanently as well as these two, and then with my motors I'll attach them here and there, or just here. And is it floppy? If you hold it on one end, is it floppy? Because I'm going to have a bunch of shit weighing on these, and I'm concerned because the bearings I've got might not. So now that I've done outlining the books, I'm also going to redo last year's books. With the paintings edition, I want it perfect, so, you know, as any author would. So here is my continuation of the giant scanner. So with every single outline of the book, I'm going to scan the artworks and then make sure that the outlines match it again. So lots more work still to do. And that way I can have a nice slide across without any warping going on. And then I was like, wait a second, I have electric blinds. Check that out. And I can control it easily. So I was like, what if I just, because IKEA shit's really easy to get for free. So I was like, I could just get an electric blind and then make the frame of the scanner out of IKEA shit. Morning. We're going on an adventure today, so stay tuned. After I eat pancakes. Wow, that was so much effort. But I got it. I got the blind. This was the motor that I'd started off with, just a basic hobby motor. But I think the motor in these blinds is a lot stronger. Cut it up. Maybe I'll cut it up. Actually, I might like this length. And then create some kind of like thing so that up here I've got a rail and the scanner will move along as this motor. Okay, so I've pulled it apart and everything and, you know, made it really short. But I need to figure out how to attach this side, pop the bearings on, and then I need something grippy and a chain to put on that, and then make some stilts for this so I can adjust the height, and check it out. It moves. It's the bottom part of the blind that makes it look pretty, and I was like, does my rod fit in that? It totally fits in that. Update. So I took these off my old blinds. I just happened to have them around. And then I couldn't find anything perforated, so I just drilled a shitload of holes into this. There you go. I've got a working chain now. Okay, so earlier today I went and bought this plumbing thing to put it around my motor and then drill these perforated holes into this twice and cut it in half. And I was like, shit, that's a lot of effort. Just go and do your other shit and then make a mold. Update. Okay, so I originally put this in so that I could adjust the height and then accidentally realized that I can just, you know, adjust the height. And then also make this pivot. And then I realized I got to use one of these ugly ones to do that. I swear, I'm the luckiest person in the world. Look how close that screw is to touching some of the hardware. And same deal over here. Oh, like that was a bloody guess. I did it. I finally did it. Okay, what's the button? Go. Oh shit, I don't know what this red light is. Okay, I have figured this out. Green light, it's still good. Fine. Obviously I've got some cosmetics to like fix up, but I'm done. Yeah. I did just one last check before I'm like, yeah, the rest is all cosmetic. I did it top to bottom. Alright, check it out. Check it out. So I'm just about to scan this artwork. As you can see, that's not going to fit in a normal scanner. And ironically, I don't have a steady hand. So I need to build a machine for it. You'll see in the story that I made a lot of emphasis on the bearings and I ended up just ditching them because I'm pretty sure I got a piece of metal in it. This is the scanner head out of a portable scanner. This is made from a blind. This is from a blind. The whole thing pretty much is from a blind. Adjustable feet so I can raise the height depending on how big the painting is. Adjustable arms on this side. A holder so I can, you know, there's a little holder for my remote, the motor, the cord to the computer. I tried using this as the gear because I want to do it at 600 DPI. That wasn't working, so I had to make smaller gears out of, again, parts from the blinds. I made it so it's wedged in between this piece of silicone and this thing. This is gear 1 and then that would be like gear 3. It's kind of like the part where it pivots, so this rotates. A rod, I'm probably going to replace this because after I cut it, I was like, damn, that's fragile. No idea where I found that. No idea where I found that. I was going to do a tutorial, but like, to be honest, a lot of the crap that I made this out of are random. I just kind of cut a slot in there and I was like, okay, that works. So then I put the blind on top. I drilled shitloads of holes into the scanner head. Very dodgy. If you're going to do that, open it up. That's actually a thing that you use to hang up paintings. I cut up the bottom part of the blind to use as a holder for this thing. This is just a magnet, so I don't lose this screw. This screw I'm pretty proud of. I drilled it through here so it goes in there. So this is actually holding the whole thing tight. So they live here when it's packed away. Get ready, go. Yeah, it's perfect. Look at this, like, look at the grains here. Look at that. And the color, oh, just, the color is great. And packs away neatly because I'm a minimalist like that. I haven't actually watched that video since I shared it on Instagram a few years ago. My Instagram's dead, by the way. So that's kind of nice. I got there in the end. In real life, after I did that, after I scanned a few artworks, there was some hiccups with the strength of the chain, like, of course, because I used a curtain. So I am going to come back to this project, but I hope you enjoyed that. That's the kind of shit that I'm going to be sharing here. Oh, I almost nearly totally forgot. Okay, since this is a new channel, like if you liked the video, please definitely show your appreciation by clicking like or like subscribing or something. I'm trying to monetize this. I'm trying to monetize all my YouTube channels, but like, let's get going from the get-go. Like, help me out. Also, if you think the coloring book is interesting, like, definitely check it out in the link below. My Patreon's in the link below. My website. Everything's in the link below. In the description below. I'll get better at this.